there is a chill in the air. Winter has arrived. It might be getting cold and windy outside, but that's no reason to hibernate until spring. There is a renaissance taking place in the sport of ice fishing that is totally revolutionizing the way people think about ice fishing. It's all new, it's all fun, and it's inspiring many to get out and enjoy winter. In the next 30 minutes, you'll have access to some of the best fishing minds in the ice fishing world who have totally redefined this popular sport. Join Tom Zanenko, author, lecturer, and tournament champion, as he shows you the modern ice fishing revolution on Vexilar's Ice Fishing Today. Ice Fishing Today is a unique program linked to the World Wide Web, allowing you to learn even more ice fishing secrets that will double your fishing success. Don't go away. An exciting edition of Ice Fishing Today is coming your way.
Dave Gens here with the amazing FLX28, a winter fishing sonar system that is changing the way we all ice fish. With digital depth, auto ranging, and 5 color display options, all packed into one amazing unit, the FLX28. Be sure to check out the entire family of Vexilar, the most reliable sonar system technology on the ice today. Vexilar sets the standards for quality, reliability, and performance. I won't go fishing without my Vexilar. To learn more, go to Vexilar.com.
To truly see the future, it's good to know the past. Which is why Clam Outdoors brings industry-leading engineering into every ice shelter that we create to outperform, outsize, and outclass the competition in every design and in every detail. Because it's not enough to just have been the first ones there. We also want to be the last ones standing. Clam Outdoors. Bring it.
Still ice fishing with the old heavy gas augers? Tired of having to wash your hands because they smell like gasoline? Or sweating too much while you're cranking on the old hand auger? Check out this revolutionary product. It's called the K-Drill, and it's lightweight. It's only 9 pounds, and it's specifically designed for your cordless, brushless drill. It's got a heavy-duty aluminum shaft and a tool steel design blade that's going to change the way you ice fish. Hole hop around or reopen some old holes. Check out icefishingtoday.com.
Welcome to Ice Fishing Today. Today we've got a special guest, Bob Stulik, a longtime friend for Vexilar for over 40 years. Bob, what inspired you to start doing these lure makings?
Well, basically I started making my own baits because some of the lures that I had, or the commercially bought heads, were not the right size for the kind of hooks I wanted to put on them. So I ended up buying my own molds, and you modify the mold a little bit. Like I said, you get a Dremel tool, you get in here, you hate to kind of drill on a $30 to $40 mold, but this is what it does. And that creates like this little lure. Instead of taking a number, I think it says number 6 hook, I can put a number 12 hook in here.
Okay.
And makes a small, tiny jig for like panfish or what I'm using for bluegills. Sometimes they want small offerings, that's what I end up doing.
Sure.
Well, today I'm going to show you a couple of my favorites that I go with the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid. And I've always done that. The simpler the better. They're simple lures to make. You can craft them very easily. Most of the average guy can make these with no special tools or anything like that. But the first one to start with is what I call the KISS bugs. And I used either this type of a head, tube jig head, or I'll also use this one here, these guys here. You end up with these type of lures. If you can see them, I'll put them out here in the white. Maybe you can see them a little better. This is a number 12. This one has a number 6 hook in it. Or if I'm going summertime, a lot of times I want to go a little heavier lure, like in the fall or when I'm fishing deep, 20 to 30 feet for crappies, I'll use these 1/8 ounce heads with, and of course you got to be painted, but this is how they come out raw. This has a smaller hook in it. This has been modified for a number 6, so I can go with a number 6 or number 8 right up to anything I want. The next process we're going to do, we're going to paint these. Now this is called a fluid bed. You can use this when you got a bit of real thin coat of paint on it. Actually, it's an aquarium pump. Pump some air in here. You pour your powdered paint in here, and it keeps it real fluffy and light. I use also this environmental oven. I set it up for about 300 degrees, and I take a hemostat, hook the lure like this, and these got little holes in the top, so I can have 3 or 4 sitting in here. When they get hot enough, bring them out, 300 degrees, run them in your fluid bed, or if you're just using a couple, you can dip them in your powdered paint, whatever. And
Now, Bob, what is your favorite colors to use?
oh, the chartreuse green. That is. Then also I'll hang them on this rack. And of course there's a bunch of other lures on that rack right now, but I'll hang them on here, and after I get them all painted, or what I'm going to do, then I'll put them in here and I cure them for about 15 to 20 minutes at 300 degrees, and that hardens up that paint. Okay, now we get the jigs painted. What we'll end up doing is we're going to we'll have to tie the tail on, which has already been tied, but we'll wrap it on. And then when you get done with that, you call what they call a whip finisher, which one of them tools I made myself. And you just whip it off like this. You can't half hitch these. If you do half hitch them, they're going to come apart. But with the whip finisher, they seem to stay together pretty good. And I'll just get this off of here, get it tied off. And after we're done with this, of course, we'll cut this line off, the extra stuff. And I always use a clear coat. When I get done, I use this UV blast. It's a seal coat. It seals all the paint real well, and it gives it a little bit of a, supposedly, it gives it a little bit of a day glow on it in the daytime. These are phosphorescents, which they have about 4 coats of paint. There'll be a coat of white for undercoating, and then probably 2 coats of this phosphorescent Protect paint on it, the glow.
So Bob, where do you get all this components and stuff like that? I mean, is it some like a fly shop or something? I mean, it looks very familiar to something you get at a fly shop.
Well, a lot of this, like I said, if I lived in the cities, it'd be Thorne Brothers.
Okay.
They have some of the best experts, and if I do get down in the cities, I do stop at Thorne Brothers and buy components. They usually have an expert down there on about every field, or if you have a problem tying flies, they'll be glad to help you out. And they do have a good selection of components. Now here is some of the rubber hackle. That's a 1-inch strip of hackle. There's 60 strands in that. It's hard to find anymore. I get that from either Lure Parts Online, or Netcraft is another one. Bartles, that's another one that's an online store. What I end up doing is you want to just, you'll cut it to size with the scissors, like so. You kind of be careful so you don't split it. Okay, and then I take my little tweezers. What I do is I have a, here it is. This is my gauge if I'm making a different lure. But if I'm going to do maybe 8, 10 tails, I'll just split it here, pull it out. Then I take it on the jig and I'll just hold it on here like so, and then wrap it on. When I get it done, it'll be on it, and then you sit there and you pull the tail part back here like this, open it up, and then I take my little tweezers. This I borrowed from the wife, by the way. She don't know that. And it's a handy little tweezers that it works really good. But then you'll split them down to the end where you want them. Now this is for these guys. Now when we're going with this, well, we got another one coming up here in a few minutes. But that's how I do these. That comes in you can either buy a pound roll of it, or you can get, which is a lot. The chartreuse I can't get anymore, so it has to be all white. But it comes in a long strip here, so it'll come like this. Okay. You'll get a big package of that. See, and it comes and you'll cut what you want. And this is the finest that they make. They make another one that has 40 strands per inch. That's a little bigger stuff. This is more like this here. This is 40 strands per inch. This other one is 60. See, so them are really fine. Wow. But that lure sits down there in front of them fish, and it's doing a hula dance. And then guess what? Bite me. You know, the next thing, that's what it's saying. It's doing a hula dance and saying bite me. And boy, that's what they do. Okay, these are my second creations. I call this Kiss Flutter Bugs, or Kiss Flutter Spoons. They're made from a willow spin. This is a number 3.5. There's the smaller ones in here. Some of them are made with ice blade. That's a W2 ice blade that you put together. There's all different sizes. Or you have to, what you do when you buy your spoon, you're always going to have one hole in it. You're going to have to drill the second hole. And usually I use a 16-inch drill bit to make the second holes in most of these. After that process, you got them. You're going to have to weight them. So you'll add solder to these. Now, I make a fixture here to your solder, and you got to hold them in this fixture so they won't move. And that's basically, you do here is just a couple little pins, and that'll hold them in place. So you're not chasing it all over. Now some of these you can add solder just to the bottom half. Some of you don't need solder at all. Just depends on what you're doing with it. You want it to pull down with it, and you want it to flutter as it goes. So whatever weight you need is how much solder you add. Some of them you don't use any solder. Some of them you want, the whole thing full. Okay, the next step is after we get the spoons painted, is to put a skirt make a skirt for the treble hook, and that's used a piece of this rubber hackle, and of course we use a swizzle stick, what I use for this, and we'll do our wraps. We'll do this kind of quick. I usually kind of pull it not too tight and get up into here, pull a little tighter. Then I'll use a whip finisher and put about three different okay, now I don't cut the thread right now, because sometimes if you pull that hackle a little bit too hard, it flares it out. And a lot of times I don't want to flare. I want it to just stay on the bottom of the hook. So then I take tweezers again, and you open this up halfway. Come here. Okay. You take your finger here and you grab it right here, and you just kind of pull it and twist it, like so. Grab your tweezers, and we'll do this. Just open these all up. And there'll be about, anywhere from about 20 to 30, 25 strands of this when I get done. Actually, when you get done with this, okay, it's hanging like this. I take and cut the string, of course. We won't do the whole thing here, but I'll just cut the thread off. And I put some head cement on this to hold it, let them dry. And I'll usually dry them in this thing, setting up into here like this. Okay, after it dries, I take my scissors, like so, pull this hackle back, get it back so I don't cut it, and just clip it off here real short. Okay, now we have the skirt that's ready to go on a treble hook. Okay, then you just attach it to your split ring on your spoon, and you got your finished lure. That's it. And she's ready to go. And then, of course, I do put a little glue inside here too, a little head cement just to hold it in place. And basically, you got your very simple Kiss flutter spoon. Not much to it.
Well, Bob, that's some really exciting stuff here. Neat secrets. With these baits, we'll need any live bait at all today?
Nope, we'll be just using them bare bones the way they are.
I can't wait. Stick around, folks, for more Ice Fishing Today.
For all you Vexilar fans out there, you can now consistently see your depth digitally with Vexilar's digital depth indicator. The device is easy to install and constantly shows you exactly how deep you are. And with the push of a button, you can see your battery status as well. This device will fit on any Vexilar unit, no matter how old it is. If you want to learn more, check us out online at Vexilar.com. Smart device owners, listen up. If you want to instantly see what's happening below the ice, check out Vexilar's Fish Foam. This color and black and white underwater camera creates a Wi-Fi hotspot, so anyone with the free app within 300 feet can instantly see what's happening on their smartphone or tablet device. It's great for friends. You can take videos, photos, and share it with others. Check out more information at Vexilar.com.
Well, Corey, here we are. This is my old house, fishing house here. It's made in Cromwell, Minnesota. It's the old Lumelite, the earlier ones. It's made out of foam. It heats very easily. You can heat it with a Coleman lantern if you need it, if it's really cold.
Okay.
So it's sure nice when it's 20 below, fishing it out of one of these.
Looks great.
There's one.
Well, we're out on a secret lake with Bob Stulick, and I actually caught my first crappie of the day with his little kiss bugs. Okay, we know that it's 30 feet, but we've got a lot of targets up high, so I don't have to use that whole water column. I want to focus in on these baits, on these targets here. So I'll go to the 20-foot scale to give me better target separation.
What I'll end up doing, I'll put a classic lure on whoever I'm fishing with. He's kind of my
Am I your guinea pig right now?
Well, control.
Okay.
We'll call it control.
Okay.
I'll go and try some lure that I'm just made.
And I'm controlling the fish right now with this kiss bug that you tied up earlier.
Well, what I'll do is I'll try something different,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of compare the notes. You getting 5 to my 1? Well, I don't have a winner. I'm getting 5 to your 1, or keeping up. I got a winner. So
Okay.
then it's a process of elimination. You find this kind of works a little better. This lure works a little better. I do the same thing in the summertime in a boat. Guy in the front seat, he's a control. I use something different in the back. You know, you put a classic twister tail on or a tube jig or whatever, and then I'll try some of my different lures, see how they stand up to the classic.
Sure, sure.
There's some very good lures out there. There's no doubt about it, you know.
Well, in ice fishing, it's a great, basically a testing environment because you can keep on trial and error, and you can see how the oh my gosh, there's loaded on there. You can tell how they react to the baits on your Vexilar. I mean, it's just, you know, how they charge it.
We'll get a net for that one, huh?
Ooh, there's a nice one right on that kiss bug that you tied earlier today. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's a nice one here. Look at that. Look at that. Right on the snoot. Nice little crappie up in northern Minnesota. Oh, here he comes. Keep it coming. Oh, there he is. Now you wouldn't have been able to catch that fish. You wouldn't have been able to see it with that Vexilar.
I tell people it's going to increase your catch by 50% minimum. Minimum. All my buddies got Vexilar. Well, in fact, in the FL22, I was going to trade in my FL18. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm fishing with guys that don't have a depth sounder. So,
Sure.
you know, I feel bad. I'm catching 5 to his 1. And I thought, nah, I'll keep a second one for my guest. There's one.
There we got a double.
Oh, we got a double.
So why do you like the inline reel, Bob?
Basically, you don't get a lot of jig spin.
Okay.
Especially a lot of times, you know, you'll see a ding lure will be spinning down there, and the fish will just look at it till it quits spinning. Now, what I use is on this one. Now, see, they're starting to bite better. See how deep he's got that.
Oh wow, he was
Yeah,
hungry.
now they mean business now. See, that they're starting. We're getting into the lunar period again. We'll be back with more ice fishing today. There we go.
Still ice fishing with the old heavy gas augers. Tired of having to wash your hands because they smell like gasoline, or sweating too much while you're cranking on the old hand auger? Check out this revolutionary product. It's called the K-Drill, and it's lightweight. It's only 9 pounds, and it's specifically designed for your cordless, brushless drill. It's got a heavy-duty aluminum shaft and a tool steel design blade that's going to change the way you ice fish. Hole hop around or reopen some old holes. Check out icefishingtoday.com. Hi folks, I'd like to give you a little chubby darter fishing 101. Now a lot of people may have heard of a chubby darter. It's a phenomenal bait that's made in Poland. They're handcrafted in Poland. There's many knockoffs of the chubby darter out there, but this is the original chubby darter from Salmo in Poland. And it's made out of a high density foam versus plastic. It's not made in China, it's made in Europe. And these baits are extremely effective for catching fish without adding live bait. And one of the things I want to stress that, because so many times people think the only way you can catch fish in the wintertime is with the use of live bait. And I've found that the chubby darter, especially when you're on more aggressive shallow water fish, that a chubby darter is a great way to trigger fish and get them to strike, and usually catch the bigger than average fish. And your technique is quite simple. You use your Vexilar and you constantly jiggle the bait to make it look like a live minnow. Now underwater, it has a phenomenal darting and fluttering action, and the fish think it's a real bait and come up and grab it. And I'm talking sunfish and crappies. I'm using a number 3 here. They have a 3, 4, and 5 are what's being sold now. But when you see a fish on your display, you
you'll just keep jigging and snapping your chubby darter, make it look like it's an injured minnow, and you quiver it a lot. And all of a sudden the line will just load up as the fish grabs a hold of it and runs off. You don't feed line to them, you don't do anything other than just set the hook and hang on. And it's a lot of fun fishing with a chubby darter because it's action all the time. You know, if you're one of those guys that want to sit there and, you know, watch a bobber all day long, the chubby darter is not for you. A chubby darter is a bait where you snap it and pop it, and it's a game. And especially with a Vexilar, there's one. Especially with a Vexilar, because with a Vexilar, you can fool. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think this is a little fish here, folks. Oh no, I don't think it's a little one. But with a Vexilar, you can actually see the fish come in and swirl at it and attack it, and you can shake your rod tip, you can tease the fish, you can try to get his attention. And it works out extremely well. And it's very rewarding, actually, when you tell people you're catching fish and not using live bait. And here is something really quite large hit it, and I must admit my drag is not capable of landing big fish. My drag is fine for sunfish and crappies, but I don't think this is a sunfish or a crappie. Or if it's a crappie, it's one for the walls here. No, it's what I figured. It's one of those largemouth bass. In the wintertime, a largemouth bass loves chubby darters. No doubt about that. So let me see if I can get this girl out of here. She's tangled up down here. Come on, little girl. Come on, little girl. Come on, little girl. There we go. Largemouth bass and chubby darters. I tell you, you can fool fish in the wintertime with a pure artificial bait. And this is called the chubby darter, and that's how you do it. The chubby darter way.
Oh yeah, he's coming up to it.
There you go.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, you just fluttered that a couple times. You watch that, how that works down. Ooh, he's a little nicer one. Here's a nicer one. There's a dandy.
Ooh, look at that.
There.
That's a nice
There's
one.
A nice one. There's one more like it. There's one. Now, come here, you. Hey, take it easy. I'm going to let you go.
Wow, look at that fish. Now you just saw him chase that right
Isn't
up.
that nice?
That's a beauty. Now you're not using any minnows, no waxies.
No, I haven't used any live bait all winter.
No, I'm not even using any power bait. I just got that special hackle that you tied on earlier today, and that's been
Now,
doing.
if I was doing a dead stick here, you don't have to over here. The action's so fast that you don't want it. I'd have a dead stick with a minnow on it.
Okay.
Ooh, don't lose that. That's valuable lure.
Don't worry. I won't lose it. It's going to go in my tackle box. And I know where there's more too.
That's why I always make, like I say, 6 of them.
Okay.
Because I'll have one, and we'll be using. I have some guys I fish with will be out there in the lake, and you got another one of them? Well, yeah, sure. Give it to them. Then what'll happen? Usually a northern will bite us off, so we lose another one, or a bass will grab a line. You got 4-pound test will break it off. So I end up, make sure I at least have 4 or 6 of them in the box if I'm going with somebody else.
And what's nice about not using bait is you miss a fish, you're still fishing. You don't have to bring up and rebait all the time.
Your hands don't get cold, and like the time the guys are fishing with a minnow, by the time he's in the minnow bucket fishing around, going after.
You got fish flopping on the ground.
I've got another one up. I'll get 3 to his 1.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And my hands don't get cold. Okay. I got to catch up here a little bit.
There you go.
I was just giving you a handicap. I did that on
I'll
purpose.
take handicaps off.
I did that on purpose, just follow that lure.
Making me feel good,
yes,
right?
Yes.
That's
I
all
don't
right.
want you to feel bad.
That's all right. Well, today I don't think it matters if you got a kiss bug or one of your special spoons, but they've been
fish them, pretty much when they're in a,
when they're on, they're on.
You get a major feeding point. We're coming into a minor pretty quick right now. You can fish them bare bones. It doesn't make any difference.
So you talked about that a little bit earlier, and you really watch
the major.
Yeah.
Yes. Since I got the time to do it, it's best time to go fish at any time you got the time. But if there's certain times at each time when if the weather's been settled, then lunar periods do work. You can tell you fish with artificials all the time. You can tell by the intensity of the bite, or most of the time, a lot of times they swallow it. See,
Yeah, you're making me.
I was just making you feel good there, Corey.
Yeah, my former life, I used to guide. I would always try to let my clients catch the first fish, and you made me feel good. I feel like I'm the client today now.
Okay, once in a while with this hack hole, you'll catch a bunch of fish out of it. They'll get kind of all fuzzy like a haystack. Now you just take a toothpick or something like this and just take and kind of comb it back. So you'll see how it's kind of off to the side here. So it hangs nice and straight for you, instead of like a haystack. See, now you can see that it's kind of off to the side a little bit here. You just kind of pull these back. And it makes them hang nice and loose. And that seems to do a little better job for it. But it's just a simple little tool. It's just made out of wire and a bead on there, just something to hold on to. Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad taught me how to fish. He had a lot of patience, you know. I would be running up and down on the bank and everything, and he got me hooked on it. I got to go to my first vacation at Leaf Lake. I was 10 years old. And ever since, I was hooked on it. It's kept me out of a lot of mischief. It's been a super hobby.
It's a great sport. It's a
Great
really
sport.
fun
I love
sport.
the sport. It's
And the beauty of it is anybody can do it. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter how old or how young you are. Fishing is an awesome sport. Ice fishing is really a great sport because you don't have to own a boat. Here's a nice one. Oh, come back here. Get this one here. Come here, buddy.
Well, another thing too, when I make my own lures, and I get the self-satisfaction of making something in the workshop, going out on the lake,
Yeah.
and then fooling the fish to bite it. You
Sure.
know, hey, I accomplished something, you know.
He's charging it.
There it is. Come on. Sometimes they bite so light they won't. That thing won't move a 64th of an inch, and you got them hooked. The next one will just sit there and slam it. The dang thing will just jump. Whoop, whoop, ooh! About two of us got a hook in it. They go, how's your finger?
That's good.
Oh, he upbited it too. He didn't feel it. They don't feel it. If you nick them, then you come back. I forgot to release some bubbles while I was up there. That's what happens. It fills that screaming micro bubble. I'm going to tease him again here. Give him a little flutter. And look at this one. You know, I have to admit the quality is, these fish have been cooperating. The quality's a lot. There we go. Better than normal.
Don't go away. There'll be more ice fishing today, right after this.
Dave Gens here with the amazing FLX28, a winter fishing sonar system that is changing the way we all ice fish. With digital depth, auto ranging, and 5 color display options, all packed into one amazing unit, the FLX28. Be sure to check out the entire family of Vexilar, the most reliable sonar system technology on the ice today. Vexilar sets the standards for quality, reliability, and performance. I won't go fishing without my Vexilar. To learn more, go to Vexilar.com.
Well, Bob, it's been a great day out here, and I learned a lot this morning with you, all your experience of your lure making and being a part of the sonar history back in the days with Skip Chrisman and Steve Bauman from Vexilar. So all of us here at Vexilar and Ice Fishing Today, we want to thank you for the time and showing us how to tie your baits, and we really thank you a lot, Bob. It's been a great day.
Well, it's been good having you guys. Been great fishing with you, and like I said, you guys build a great product, always on the leading edge of technology. It really makes a difference if you're going to catch fish. It's like I always say, it'll increase your fishing ability or catching ability by at least 50%.
You bet.
Minimum.
You bet.
Minimum.
Well, thanks a lot, Bob. Appreciate it. It's been a great
Good
time.
having you guys.
Thank you.
Ice Fishing Today is brought to you by these fine sponsors. To learn more about today's show or discover more about the great sport of ice fishing, be sure to check out icefishingtoday.com.